Navigating restricted and prohibited items importation, essential guidance. Welcome to our channel. In this video, we will discuss how to handle restricted or prohibited items during importation. Importing goods that are subject to restrictions or prohibitions requires careful attention to ensure compliance with customs regulations and facilitate smooth customs clearance. Understanding the regulations, obtaining necessary permits or licenses, and effective communication with customs authorities are crucial in handling restricted or prohibited items. Join us as we delve into the steps to effectively handle restricted or prohibited items during importation. Importing restricted or prohibited items involves navigating specific regulations established by customs authorities. These regulations aim to protect public health, safety, security, environment, or to comply with international obligations. Importers must familiarize themselves with the regulations to ensure compliance and avoid potential penalties or delays. The first step in handling restricted or prohibited items is to identify whether the goods being imported fall into these categories. Custom authorities provide guidelines and lists of restricted or prohibited items that importers should consult to determine the eligibility of the goods. Importers must obtain the necessary permits or licenses required to import restricted items. These permits or licenses may be obtained from the relevant government agencies, and importers should follow the specific application processes and meet any associated requirements. Prioritizing accurate and complete documentation is crucial when handling restricted or prohibited items. Importers should ensure that they have all the necessary permits, licenses, and certificates to support the proper importation of the goods. Effective communication with customs authorities is essential. Importers should proactively engage with customs officials to seek guidance, clarify any doubts, or obtain necessary instructions related to the importation of restricted or prohibited items. Open lines of communication can help prevent misunderstandings and ensure compliance with customs regulations. Importers should consider engaging the services of customs brokers or trade consultants experienced in handling restricted or prohibited items. These professionals have expertise in customs regulations, permits, licensing requirements, and can provide guidance and support throughout the importation process. In cases where importers are unsure about the eligibility of certain goods or face complexities related to restricted or prohibited items, seeking legal advice from specialized professionals or trade attorneys may be beneficial. These experts can provide guidance on legal requirements, potential exemptions, or advice on potential alternatives. Importers should conduct thorough due diligence on the restricted or prohibited items they intend to import. This includes researching and understanding the specific restrictions or prohibitions, compliance requirements, and any additional labeling or packaging requirements mandated by customs authorities. Working closely with suppliers and manufacturers is crucial when handling restricted or prohibited items during importation. Importers should communicate their import requirements and ensure that suppliers understand and comply with any applicable regulations, documentation, or labeling requirements. Developing internal processes and controls to ensure compliance with customs regulations is vital. Implementing processes to cross-verify the eligibility and compliance of restricted items, as well as maintaining accurate records and documentation, promotes smooth customs clearance. Importers should proactively monitor updates and changes in customs regulations related to restricted or prohibited items. Regularly reviewing updates from customs authorities, trade associations, or specialized publications helps importers stay informed and adapt their practices accordingly. Compliance with regulations governing restricted or prohibited items should remain a top priority for importers. Conducting regular internal audits to assess compliance, identifying potential gaps, and addressing any issues promptly helps ensure adherence to customs regulations. Importers should develop contingency plans to address potential issues or challenges related to restricted or prohibited items. This can include having alternative sourcing options, temporary storage arrangements, or developing backup strategies to handle potential disruptions to the supply chain. Maintaining accuracy and transparency in import documentation is crucial. Importers should ensure that all permits, licenses, certificates, and other necessary documentation are accurately completed and readily available for inspection by customs authorities. Importers should consider investing in automated systems or software solutions to manage documentation related to restricted or prohibited items. These tools can streamline processes, facilitate record keeping, and provide alerts for compliance requirements or expirations. Importers should review shipping and transport arrangements to ensure compliance with safety regulations related to restricted or prohibited items. This may include using specialized carriers or equipment to meet specific requirements or working with logistics providers experienced in handling restricted goods. Transparency and proactive communication with customs authorities are essential in handling restricted or prohibited items. Importers should promptly respond to any inquiries, provide requested documentation, and maintain professionalism and cooperation throughout the importation process. In conclusion, handling restricted or prohibited items during importation involves understanding and complying with specific regulations, obtaining necessary permits or licenses, effective communication with customs authorities, and maintaining accurate documentation. By following these steps, importers can ensure compliance with customs regulations and facilitate smooth customs clearance for restricted or prohibited items. Thank you for watching this video on how to handle restricted or prohibited items during importation. We hope you found this information helpful and informative. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share our content with others who may find it valuable. Stay tuned for more upcoming videos where we explore additional topics related to customs brokerage, customs bonds, and international trade. See you in our next video.